Today I'm here to discuss about MCQs related to Indian polity from previous lectures, and I have provided questions with answer together, so you have to be honest to yourself. First question is, the term charter in the context of British rule in India refers to. Option A is a treaty between the British Crown and Indian rulers. Option B, law made by an authorized legislature for an area. Option C, regulation passed by Governor General in Council. Option D, instructions issued to company officials. But correct answer is here. Option B, it means law made by an authorized legislature for an area. And question second is, the primary objective of British parliamentary regulation of East India Company was to. Option B, promote Indian industries. Option B, encourage missionary activities. Option C, control company affairs due to corruption and misrule. And option D, introduce democratic institutions. So correct answer is option C, it means control company affairs due to corruption and misrule, which was objective of British parliamentary regulation of East India Company. Next question is, the British Parliament began regulating the East India Company mainly because. Option A, company failed in trade with China. Option B, widespread corruption and wealth drain to Britain. Option C, pressure from Indian rulers. Option D, revolt by company soldiers. So correct answer is option B, it means widespread corruption and wealth drain to Britain. Next question is, which of the following correctly represents the administrative division under British rule? Option A, provinces and jamidaris. Option B, presidencies and native states. Option C, provinces and tribal areas. Option D, provinces and protectorates. So correct answer is option B, it means presidencies and native states. So next question is, which of the following were examples of British presidencies? Option 1, Bombay. 2, Bengal. Third, Madras. D, Hyderabad. Correct answer is option A, it means 1, 2 and 3. So next question is, about 60% of British India was under. Option A, indirect rule of princely states. Option B, military administration. Option C, direct British control. Option D, company native joint administration. So correct answer is option C, direct British control. Next question is, princely states during British rule were fully independent, directly ruled by British official, ruled by Indian princes under British sovereignty, or governed by elected assemblies. So correct answer is option C. It means ruled by Indian princes under British sovereignty. Next question is, which of the following princely states was not under direct British administration? Option A, Bengal. Option B, Bombay. Option C, Hyderabad. Option D, Madras. So correct answer is option C, it means Hyderabad. East India Company originally received its authority to trade in India through which? Option A, Act of Parliament. Option B, treaty with Mughal Emperor. Option C, charter from British Crown. Option D, regulation of Governor General. So correct answer is option C, charter from British Crown. Next question is, which of the following correctly describes the relationship between British Crown and East India Company? Option A is, Crown controlled all daily administration. Option B, company ruled independently. Option C, Crown regulated the company through charters and acts. Option D, Crown had no authority till 1858. But correct answer is option C, it means Crown regulated the company through charters and acts. So next MCQs are related to constitutional history pre-1857. First question is, the Regulating Act of 1773 was significant because. Statement 1 made the Governor of Bengal the Governor General of Bengal. Statement 2 established the Supreme Court at Calcutta. Statement 3 made the Governor General subordinate to the Court of Directors. So correct answer is option A. It means one statement and two statements are correct. So next question is, under the Regulating Act of 1773, Governor of Bengal was made subordinate to which or whom? Option A British Parliament, option B Governor of Madras, option C Court of Directors, option D Governor General of India. But correct answer is here C. It means Court of Directors under Regulating Act of 1773. Next question is, which of the following was introduced for the first time by the Regulating Act of 1773? Option A Governor General of India, option B Supreme Court at Calcutta, option C dual government, and option D is Board of Control. So correct answer is option B. It means Supreme Court of Calcutta was first time introduced by Regulating Act of 1773. So next question is, consider the following statements regarding Pitt's India Act 1784. Statement 1 is, it introduced dual control over the company's administration. Statement 2 is, political affairs were controlled by the Board of Control. And statement 3 is, commercial affairs were managed by British Parliament. So correct answer is option 8, means 1 and 2 statements are correct. Next question is, under the Pitt's India Act, the territories of East India Company were for the first time called option A Crown colonies, option B British India, option C British possessions, option D Indian dominion. So correct answer is option C. It means British possessions. Next question is, which of the following correctly describes the Charter Act of 1833? Option A introduced diarchy in provinces, option B made Governor General of Bengal as Governor General of India, and option C allowed Indians to enter civil services, and option D ended company rule in India. So correct answer is option B. It means made Governor General of Bengal as Governor General of India. Next question is, the Charter Act of 1833 resulted in statement first, centralization of legislative powers, statement second, separation of executive and legislative functions, statement third, end of East India Company's commercial activities. So correct answer is option D. It means 1, 2 and 3. It means all statements are correct. Next question is, under the Charter Act of 1853, which of the following was introduced? Option A provincial autonomy, option B open competition for civil services, option C diarchy systems, option D separate electorates. So correct answer is option B. It means open competition for civil services under Charter Act of 1853. Next question is, the separation of executive and legislative functions of the Governor General's councils was introduced by option A Regulating Act 1773, option B Pitt's India Act 1784, option C Charter Act 1833, option D Charter Act 1853. So correct answer is option D. It means Charter Act 1853. So next question is, consider the following statements. First statement is the Charter Act of 1853 introduced local representation in legislative councils. Option second is, it provided for inclusion of members from Bengal, Bombay, Madras and Agra. So correct answer is option C. It means statement first and second both are correct. So next question, match the following. So under red line is written act and under green line is related the feature. So you have to measure these act and their features. First act is Regulating Act of 1773. It is related to Supreme Court at Calcutta. And second is Pitt's India Act 1784. It is related to dual government. And third, Charter Act 1833 is related to centralized government. It means all statements or options are correctly matched. So next question is, which act made East India Company a purely administrative body? Option A Regulating Act 1773, option B Pitt's India Act 1784, option C Charter Act 1833, option D Charter Act 1853. So correct answer is option C. It means Charter Act 1833. and some other MCQs related to constitutional development. So first question is the Indian Councils Act 1861 is important because it option A introduced directly, option B introduced bicameral legislature, option C restored legislative powers to Bombay and Madras, option C introduced separate electorate. So correct answer is option A. It means restored legislative powers to Bombay and Madras under Indian Councils Act 1861. Next question is which of the following was a feature of Indian Councils Act 1861? Option A introduction of elected members, option B nomination of non-official members, option C introduction of separate electorates, option D responsible government. So correct answer is nomination of non-official members under Indian Councils Act 1861. Next questions arise. Under the Indian Councils Act 1861, Governor General could option A issue ordinances during emergency, option B appoint Indian ministers, option C abolish provincial councils, option D suspend the constitution. So correct answer is issue ordinances during emergency under Indian Councils Act 1861. Next question is the Indian Councils Act 1892. It's significant because it option A introduced communal electorates, option B increased the size of legislative councils, option C introduced hierarchy, option D provided provincial autonomy. So correct answer is increased the size of legislative council. Next questions are under the Indian Councils Act 1892 Indians were allowed to option A elect their representatives directly, option B nominate members to councils, option C recommended members indirectly, option D vote in provincial elections. So correct answer is option C. It means recommended members indirectly. Next question is which of the following was introduced for the first time by the Indian Councils Act 19 by the Indian Councils Act 1892. So correct answer is option A. It means budget discussion. So budget discussion was introduced for the first time by Indian Councils Act 1892. So next question is the Indian Councils Act 1909 Morlamento reforms introduced. Option A responsible government, option B separate electorates for Muslims, option C provincial autonomy, option D hierarchy. So correct answer is separate electorates for Muslim was introduced under Indian Councils Act 1909, or you can say through Morlamento reforms. So next question is which of the following statements about Indian Councils Act 1909 are correct? Statement first is it introduced elected members for the first time. Statement second, it allowed Indians to be part of executive councils. Statement third, it introduced communal representation. So correct answer is option D. It means one, second and third. All statements are correct. Next question is the Government of India Act 1919 introduced option A provincial autonomy, option B hierarchy in provinces, option C federal structure, or option D complete responsible government. So correct answer is here option B. It means hierarchy in provinces was introduced under Government of India Act 1919. And next question is under the Government of India Act 1919 which subjects were transferred? Option A law and order, option B police, option C education and public health, option D defense. So correct answer is option C, that means education and public health under Government of India Act 1919. So next questions are which of the following correctly describes hierarchy? What is hierarchy? Statement option 1. Option A is dual executive at center. Option B division of powers between center and provinces. Option C dual government in provinces between officials and ministers. Option D joint rule of British and Indians. So correct answer is option C. It means dual government in provinces between officials and ministers represent the hierarchy. And next question is under the Government of India Act 1919 central legislature became option A unicameral, option B bicameral, Option C, federal. Option D, nominated. Correct answer is option B, it means bicameral under Government of India Act 1919. So next question is, which of the following bodies was introduced by the Government of India Act 1919? Option A, Council of State. Option B, Federal Court. Option C, Constituent Assembly. Option D, Inter-Provincial Council. So there is correct answer is Council of States, introduced by the Government of India Act 1919. Next question is, which is last question of today's lecture. Left side are written acts and right sides are written the features of act, and you have to find the correct matching. So Act 1861 is related to portfolio system. 1892 related to budget discussion. 1901 is related to separate electorates, and 1919 related to diarchy. So correct answer is option A. Option A, it means all statements are correctly matched.